What's up, people? Welcome back to another edition of Drive and Chat. This is your boy Rome. You guys are watching the fourth official, centered on Manchester United as usual. And we have a couple things we want to talk about. Certain things that got me really upset, like very, very pissed. And honestly, I swear. So first, make we address the elephant in the room. Manchester United again won yesterday, put out another video reaction. Decent win. However, we're playing Granada in the next round, which to me is the ideal draw for Manchester United. It's not going to be a very hard game, but it's not going to be easy as well. Because you have to show up to win anyway. So going down to Spain, nice easy trip for the boys on a Thursday. So I'm kind of happy about that draw. Not gonna lie, should be an easy walk into the semi-finals. And that's where our problem is at the moment, getting past the semi-finals. So looking forward to that game. And you have to say Manchester United kind of deserve that after the draws that we've been getting in Europe lately. Like the Champions League draw was horrible to us. We had PSG, RB lipstick, right? And even though we started off well in that group stages, we still didn't finish as well as we should have and ended up in the Europa League. So looking forward to getting past this quarterfinals and into the semi-finals. I still don't understand why Solskjaer, this man don't want to make a substitution. I understand he might be scared because the last game against AC Milan, made 4 substitutions, and that might have disrupted the flow of the game a little bit, and they come back and score. But let's be honest, that was Henderson's fault. That wasn't anybody else's fault but Henderson, right? We have a team that is already struggling with injuries, and you're playing 2 games, 2 90-minute games, 2 high-intensity, very important games, 4 days in between, and only make 1 substitution. And that 1 substitution was a forced substitution because we know the only way Rashford gets substituted in any game, regardless of how he's playing, is if he's up on a stretcher or him dead. Solskjaer don't substitute Rashford one bit, which is very frustrating, but I digress. In other news, a little bit more about Manchester United. Today we see that Manchester United signed a new shirt sponsor, Team View. Never heard of them before. Apparently supposed to be some big thing in Europe, based in Germany. They call themselves Team View. And honestly, this was obviously kind of expected from Manchester United and Ed Woodward, especially because if you think about it, Ed Woodward has been pulling out deals out of his ass for the past 8 years. Ever since he took over as the CEO or whatever his position is, he's been pulling out deals out of his ass left, right and center. Watch deals, noodle deals, everything you can think of Ed Woodward has negotiated and got from Manchester United. He's out. When it comes to the business side of Manchester United, this man can sell ice to Eskimos, bro. He's very good at that. But when it comes to the transfer and football inside a negotiation, Ed Woodward is as useful as a eunuch at a glory hole, bro. The man useless when it comes to making transfer negotiations, contract extensions, useless. Player negotiations in and out, useless. Ed Woodward, as I said, the man is as useful, and write this down, the man is as useful as a eunuch at a glory hole, bro. Him not make no sense, and I am happy with the direction where the team is going, the club is going, in terms of having someone else responsible for negotiations, ins and out. I don't know if that's what, if they're just pissing on our heads and telling us that it's raining, in terms of Ed Woodward will still be in charge. But I'm hoping that this Murtaugh guy and Darren Fletcher will be the ones who will be taking care of that part of the business, because I swear Manchester United Football Club needs to go back to being a football club and not being a limited liability corporation. Simple as. But alright, now that I got my vent out, the deal that Manchester United supposedly signed with Team Views is worth over 250 million, which means that that's the biggest shirt deal in all of Europe. Again, Ed Woodward pulling out another massive deal. But Chevrolet deal is over, so Manchester United will be seeking a new car sponsor soon. I guarantee you, we know the Chevrolet link has to do with the owners being American and Chevrolet being an American-made vehicle. I don't know what direction they'll be going this time around. I mean, car deals are just for sure, you know, like when they go picking up players, they're picking up players in a Chevrolet car, or having the players, you know, doing commercials for Chevrolet and all sorts of stuff, which really doesn't help them, because although, and I can't say it doesn't help them, because the marketing in America is a wicked market for football in general to dive into. I mean, I think the sport is growing over here in America, but are they really going to make any inroads in America playing like this? If you're an American watching football at this moment, or you didn't watch football as a kid growing up, you will not be gravitating to Manchester United because they're playing like shit. New fans to the sport will be watching Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Man City. Sadly, they're not watching Manchester United because Manchester United is not playing the type of football, winning everything. If you're in America right now and you're a Manchester United fan, that's because you have history with football. It's because you have history. Your parents watch Manchester United, or they have some sort of link with Manchester United from earlier, and you grew up in that. You're not going to be a new fan to the sport, learning the sport, a teenager, and then say, oh my God, I'm going to gravitate to Manchester United, because they're not doing shit on the pitch, blood. Maybe you see a commercial of Paul Pogba and you're like, damn, who a team in play for? Okay, alright, I like that team. But you're not going to be a young fan in the team. This is why Manchester United continue to run the risk of losing its status as one of the biggest clubs in the world. Because as the older generation get older, they're not bringing in new people, because they're not playing the type of football that would encourage people to watch them. Right now, young people, I heard this on a podcast the other day, that young generation of footballers were watching the game in places like London, are loving Manchester City now, because for the past 10 years, it's Manchester City's been dominating, blood, and people like winners. What has Manchester United won? As a Manchester United fan, it kind of hurt. You understand? I know, I can guarantee you that my son has no option but to watch Manchester United. You understand? And be a Manchester United fan. What I'm doing in grow up and get all our feel problem, but I'm going to steer him in that direction. However, Manchester United is not doing anything to build the fan base apart from family links and, you know, and building off of what Alex Ferguson did all those years ago. At what point are we going to stop riding Alex Ferguson's bumblehole? At what point? I know that didn't come out right, but shit. And then to the next thing that's really got me frustrated this week and going into this weekend is the Marcus Rashford aspect of this all. Now, Marcus Rashford was substituted, as we spoke of earlier. And the only reason why he was substituted is not because he didn't play well in the first half, because we know he didn't play well in the first half. He wasn't even on the field, even though he was on the field. He was substituted because of injury, possibly fatigue. Like 2 or 3 times in that first half, I saw Marcus Rashford with his hand on his knees, searching for oxygen. Like any more oxygen on the floor. He was substituted because of injury. Is he playing 100%? Probably not. Does that do well for the team? No. Does it do well for him in the future? No. We know you love Manchester United. We know you love the club, and we know you love football. But it's not benefiting you if you mess up yourself now, and we can't have you for the future. Why is he constantly making himself available to play? And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, why are you constantly playing him if he's injured, blood? That don't make sense. I understand that we want to win, but we don't want to win at the expense of our future, bro. Now he's got called up to the national team. England have 3 games in a week. Right? 3 stupid Euro qualifiers, which Marcus Rashford does not need to be playing in, bro. Marcus Rashford and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Gareth Westgate need to come to an agreement to say, listen, Marcus, just rest for these couple of weeks. Don't come in on the squad. Rest, recuperate, get ready, so that they can use you in the summer. Because this not just benefit both Manchester United and England and a whole, you know. Because if you think about it logically, the Euros are immediately after the season done. So if the season ends Monday and Marcus Rashford injured, him can't go play. Or he might play for England if the season ends. They mean for Bill, man. I swear. Marcus Rashford needs to calm down, take a rest, recuperate. We saw Paul Pogba got called up for France. Anthony Martial got called up for France. Do I think they should go? I think Pogba needs the game time. He's been out for a month. So yeah, let him go and have a few games. We know he likes playing for France. Martial needs the confidence. He needs to get a couple goals. If France will be playing against some wasteman side, Moldova or whoever, have them go out and play some games, get some confidence. But Marcus Rashford doesn't need to be out there playing for England right now, bro. Does not. Doesn't benefit either parties. Point blank and period. Thank you guys for joining me on the Drive and Chat edition. This has been the 4th official. My name is Rome. You guys have been great. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe somewhere down there if you're new. Manners.